Imagine dedicating your whole life to a sport, succeeding, becoming an Olympic athlete,
only to retire and then figuring out what are you gonna do next.
That's why on today's episode of the Gay Rugby Podcast, we're joined by Olympic bronze medalist Lauren Doyle to talk about her career playing rugby and chat about life.
And all the highs and lows.
All the highs and lows.
Facts.
Lauren, thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Gay Rugby Podcast. Today, we're joined by Olympic medalist Lauren Doyle.
Thank you.
Welcome. We're happy to have you here.
Thanks.
Welcome.
It's great to be here.
So, you are an Olympic rugby medalist. You've participated in the Olympics 3 times.
Yes, sir.
Very cool.
Thanks.
And most recently, you were this captain of the U.S. Women's Sevens team in Paris, and you won a bronze medal.
Yeah.
First ever medal. That's amazing.
No, thank you. Yeah, no, it was an amazing experience, and obviously I'm not playing rugby anymore, but it was just a great way to go out.
Yeah, great send-off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I remember, watching the Olympics, and normally rugby doesn't get a lot of coverage in the States, and it was just so exciting to see the momentum that the team had and all the coverage that you were getting, and then to see Spiff make that breakaway at the end in the last second to make that try. It's just so incredible.
It's like you really couldn't have written it any better. You know what I mean? To win like that.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Obviously, going into the game, we were a little bit of an underdog, you could say, right? I don't think we had beaten Australia all year, actually.
Really?
So, it was a moment, that's for sure, that'll live forever in all of our minds.
Yeah. And I think what made it even better is that it was against Australia because they're a powerhouse.
I know. Yes.
And so that just makes the win so much more meaningful.
No, it was great, and I mean, there's just nothing better than a good underdog win.
Yeah.
Last second, no time on the clock, like a 90-meter sprint. Like, come on now, it was just crazy.
That was so cool.
I think one of the big benefits of this was that now a lot of new people understood or heard the word rugby.
Yes.
Because in America, like you said, it's not that popular, but we love gold medals, right? We love winning. We love that underdog story.
We do.
And so the media coverage was, I think, the fact that we won our first bronze, but it was in the sport of rugby. Yeah. So there was a lot of eyeballs on that, and I think it elevated a bunch of your teammates, right?
Right, of course.
That are in the spotlight now. But we need more of that. We need more visibility. We need more people to get into the sport.
100%.
What are your goals now that you are not playing rugby anymore?
My goals now are to, try and find something that fulfills myself like sports did for so long, right? I've been playing sports since I was 3. So to kind of try and find a new identity has been hard for me.
Yeah.
And so I'm just trying to explore a lot of different avenues right now. I'm currently pursuing a degree in cybersecurity.
Okay.
So I'm getting a bachelor's degree in cybersecurity. I currently have a degree in marketing. Never used it a day in my life. And then, taking advantage of any of the Olympic, Paralympic, jobs out there that kind of narrow the field because I don't have any job experience. And unfortunately, that's what every company wants, is someone with experience. And so I work at LA28 right now.
Cool.
As an
the
athlete.
Los Angeles Olympics in 2028?
Yeah.
Cool.
So, yes, they have a program, the Athlete Fellowship Program. And, obviously you have to be an Olympian or Paralympian to get into the program. And so, it's been a really great experience. It's a rotational program. So it's 1 year, 2 rotations. So I'm now in my second rotation in the tech department for obvious reasons.
Very cool.
Would you ever consider maybe coaching, doing something like that to keep you in the sport of rugby?
a lot of people have asked me about coaching, and it's an interesting topic for me, because there's just no way I could coach 15s. Like, I've been so out of 15s for so long, I don't really understand the strategies behind it. And then 7s, it's still a little too close to heart because I feel like I could still step on the field and like, do things, you know?
You're like, you know what? Why don't you sit on the bench? I'll take this one.
Let me show you. Let me show you how it's done. So that's like, I'm still not there yet to be able to coach fully and feel like good about it. Yeah. So I do like small initiative things. Like, I partner with Ready Set Gold, and we go out and I like introduce rugby to people, and it's just like kind of one-off events. But I'm looking to work more into the school system when the schools start back up, and just like slowly introducing rugby and have like kind of one-off clinics instead of like a full commitment to a season and stuff like that. So that's where I am with the rugby and the coaching right now. I've had to tone it down a lot.
It's so interesting. I was hired recently as a cinematographer for the American Psychiatric Association, and they did a panel on athletes and athletes retiring. And it was so interesting to hear from, Olympic athletes and people who had spent their entire lives dedicating all of their time, their life, and their work into the sport, and then trying to find like their identity after that. It sounded like that was really difficult for a lot of people. But it was also really inspiring to hear about all the people who had overcome that and found their place, whether it be, working with kids and teaching them about the sport and all these different avenues, because it is really tough. You have spent your entire life, and unfortunately sports, you age and you get older and you're not able to compete the same way that you used to be able to. And so that sounds really difficult, but it's very interesting to hear your perspective on that and your journey. Retirement is no joke. Especially because when I retired, it's not like I was really declining physically, right? I hit my fastest speeds ever in the 2 months before the Olympics. I PR'd in our fitness test. Like, I wasn't on my decline, what I mean? So why did you retire?
Well, hold on now. Physically, I could do all the things, right? Recovery-wise is where I started to be like, dude, I can't take another hit. Like, it hurts me now. I don't bounce back.
And rugby is one of those sports where it's full contact. And like, we talk about, Ilona Maher. I am 50 pounds less than her. And sometimes when I throw all of my weight into her, I feel like I've hit a brick wall. And she's just looking at me like, hey, that was a really good hit. And I'm like, you're still standing. And so, things like that really started to get hard to recover from. And so that is ultimately why I really retired. And like, I'm old. Like, I was old, like I was the grandma of the team. I was the oldest one on the team. I was 33 at the Olympics. Even though Alev Kelter is 1 month younger than me, it didn't matter, apparently. I am the oldest.
Hey, so a month is a month. I'll take it.
So, that's ultimately why I decided to retire, was like, it's time. Like, it's just 3 cycles. Like, I don't want to run a fitness test anymore. Like, it's hard. And, retiring is a whole other beast, because it was kind of like, we medaled. So it was like, job opportunities are just going to, you're going to have to beat them away. Like, and that didn't happen for me. There was no one. And so I went into a small panic because, as you know, we don't make a lot of money. And I had a hard time, applying to a bunch of jobs totally not qualified for. But like, if someone could read between the lines, like, I can learn really quickly.
Yeah.
It's what my whole entire life is built on, being able to adapt and learn quickly and perform under pressure, like things like that. But ultimately, I don't make it past the AI. So a boatload of rejection letters. And
Yeah, what a time to be entering the job market
with
AI.
Supreme. So yeah, that was really hard to swallow, and to be like, damn, like no one really sees my worth anymore. And where I was valued so highly in the rugby field, you know, expert in my field about a bunch of things, and then to kind of just feel like no one wants you anymore was a struggle.
Yeah, that sounds like
it was
really hard.
It was tough. And so then I was like, you know what, I'm going to apply to this athlete fellowship program, and like, hopefully that happens. And it did, you know, very thankful, very happy for it. It got me going. But it's really hard to like almost mourn the death of yourself.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, shit, I'm not going to wake up and go run around the field anymore, you know?
And find a new identity.
Yeah, and to be like, shit, I have to prioritize working out now. Ugh. Like, that's not something I had to worry about, right?
Take time for it.
Yeah, and so like it's been hard to navigate a whole bunch of different things and that you just didn't really think about, you know? And then once you do enter the job market, you're like, this is it. This is what I'm doing. I'm standing at a desk for 9 hours, you know, 8 hours, whatever. Like,
much different from being on the pitch, right?
Much different. And even though like I'm surrounded by sports, and obviously working at LA28 is so cool, right? You get to see the behind the scenes of everything that goes into putting on an Olympics, which is crazy. It's literally crazy, the amount of things you have to plan for. So that's really cool, but it's still really hard to walk into work every day and be like, I don't know what I'm doing. I still don't know what I'm doing. Like, help me, you know, and to not like have a true hard skill that I can be like, yes, I can work on the spreadsheet for you. You know what I mean? So that's been hard to just go from knowing everything to literally feeling like a baby and needing all the help in the world, and like completely swallowing your pride and just being like, hi, help me, you know, and not be ashamed or feel like bad for how long it's taking you to pick something up. So yeah, there's a lot of things to navigate in retirement, and yeah, it's not fun.
Did the Olympics or, you know, the USA team, do they offer any sort of support or like counseling for retired athletes?
Yeah, I had like a life coach, and she kind of kept me on track for like reaching out to people and networking and making sure I was setting up all these meetings to just kind of like meet a bunch of people that could potentially get me in the right direction. So I met with her, and she was great. And you know, obviously with USA Rugby, we had the sports psych and stuff, and I could lean on him and stuff like that. And then there's, oh my gosh, what's it called? Where they athlete career plus or something.
Okay.
Not as helpful as I thought it was going to be, but yeah, there's resources. I probably didn't utilize them to my best abilities. But yeah, there are things, and well, I think what would have benefited me is probably getting like an actual dedicated counselor 6 months before I knew I was going to retire. Because like it's so hard to balance, like I'm working up to this huge moment. How can I pull myself away from that and start to plan for my future past it, right? Because you want to be like, yeah, no, I'm going to put everything into this. And it feels weird to be thinking about past it. And I sucked at that balance.
And I'm sure the team and everyone like in your life is expecting you to give it 100%, like in the moment. And so thinking after that sounds definitely difficult.
100%. And so many people were in different, you know, like areas with rugby at that moment. It's like some of us knew that they were going to come back. Some of us knew they were going to retire. Some of us were happy about retiring and stuff like that. So I was very much on the depressy side of retiring, and not excited.
Well, we don't want to get too depressed. I know we started this conversation, talking about the Olympics and kind of the end of your athletic career. But we'd love to hear about how you got started in rugby and your journey. I know you played soccer and a lot of other sports as a kid and how that became rugby and how you got into it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I'm from Booty, Illinois. Yeah, it's a real place. Yeah. So.
I want to visit Booty.
Wait, should we go? Should we visit?
Yeah, it's got like 200 people in it. Like, it's really small. I went to a really small high school. My graduating class was like 84 people. But growing up, I played, I got into gymnastics really young, soccer, basketball, track.
You did it all.
Yeah, except softball.
Okay.
Do not call me up for a softball league. I will respectfully decline.
Baseball and softball is very boring to me. I fall asleep. Although I know they've done a lot of work in the past few years to make it a little more exciting.
Still not there for me.
That's fair.
It never hit. We did basketball, volleyball, track, soccer, even dabbled in some cheerleading there for a second, mainly because they paid for us to go to tumbling classes in high school. So that was fun. But yeah, played a bunch of sports, loved sports. I really loved basketball and I loved volleyball, but I was way too short to do anything with it. And basketball was like love that sport so much. But once again, my basketball team, no offense to any of them, we were bad. Okay, we did not make it very far. So I started to really get serious about track and field because I knew that was going to be the thing that colleges would see me for, because I didn't have to rely on anyone, and it was a very, individual sport, which comes with a whole other slew of problems. So yeah, I started getting serious about track and field and got like personal trainer in it, and ultimately ended up going to Eastern Illinois, not for track and field, but I didn't want to run track because I was burnt out, but I needed to get seen by colleges.
Yeah.
So yeah, I went to like the state meet, which was at Eastern Illinois, and was ultimately seen by the head coach of rugby there, and he offered me a rugby scholarship.
So a rugby scholarship based on your speed?
Athletic background, yeah. He also, so it was offered to me. So
you had never played rugby and you were offered a rugby scholarship?
Correct,
wow,
yeah.
That's so interesting.
So yeah, the Midwest, not known for rugby. So my coach took like all around athletes and then just taught them rugby. And so, yeah, it was a really unique, weird thing. And it was D1 NCAA sport.
Yeah.
So I was excited about it, right? Not that I got a full ride or anything. Trust me, I didn't. It was like a little bitty scholarship. Very happy for it. Obviously, it paved the way for so many things for me. So I started playing 15s at Eastern in 2009.
So then you just started tackling your freshman year of college.
Yeah.
Like that's the first contact sport, like real contact sport that you played.
Correct. Yes. And I was like aggressive in other sports, right? I like to kind of get a little pushy and stuff, but tackling was like a whole new world for me. I sucked at it. It didn't come naturally to me. I was like, ooh, this is tough, but I like running around people. You know what I mean?
So what was your like first impression of rugby, like your first match?
My first match, I was like, I don't understand the rules.
Same.
I mean,
I'm
we
still
say
trying
that.
to figure it out.
I said that throughout my whole career. What was that rule? What did they just call? So I was offsides probably like 22 times during that game, and I could not understand why I was offside. I was like, well, I can see the ball, and I would just walk around the rock and get it, I was like, woo, they're like, put it down. I was like, damn it.
Well, you live and you learn.
That's me again. But I don't know. I think I scored like 5 tries our first game. Like, yeah, it was a blowout.
Nice.
It was like 100 and some to 0. It was just a crazy game. So obviously very fun to be winning and stuff like that. So we played a lot of offense. So, and I played outside center. So
okay, cool.
Not a lot of balls got passed out. But yeah, so yeah, I played rugby there for like 3 years, basically. My junior year, I walked onto the track team. But after my freshman season, my coach was like, hey, they're going to start a residency program because they're putting rugby into the Olympics in 2016.
Oh, awesome.
And you need to make it your goal to get there. And I was like, okay, say less.
Yeah.
And so he started kind of like training the team, but mainly me. And so like in the off season, we were doing sevens stuff.
Okay.
And we're like, what is this? We're not a sevens team, but we were trying, not playing anyone. And so I went on sophomore year, and then he was like, hey, you might want to think about joining the track team and utilizing your speed and getting faster. I was like, damn it. He's got a point. And so, I walked onto the track team my junior year, and ultimately ended up running in the outdoor season. And yeah, we won the OVC championship thing. I don't know. I was on the 4x1 team. I ran the 1 and the 2. So I like to think I contributed a little bit. So that was the end of my junior year. And then in between that, I went to Chicago and played for a sevens team up there all summer. And then I got invited to my first rugby camp. That was in 2010, USA Rugby Camp.
Cool.
Yep.
Where is that located?
Santa Barbara.
Oh, beautiful.
And I have never been so sore in my entire life after that camp. Like the fitness test that we did.
Yeah.
I gravely misunderstood the assignment. And when it was only halfway through, I thought we were done. So I had like blown out.
You had given it 100%.
No.
You left nothing in the tank, huh?
Exactly. I've never been so sore in my life. And so, yeah, that happened. And then we fast forward, and I get invited to like what do they call it? NASCs? They don't have them anymore. I'm old. A regional tournament.
Yeah, okay.
It was at the Chula Vista Training Center
Okay.
down there. Played for the Midwest and whatnot. And after that tournament, they held a giant camp for everyone. And from there, you got invited back. So I got invited back.
Cool.
And then I got to go on like a baby tournament to China. And I was like, "Ooh, this is great." And then he offered me a contract to start January 2013. And so then I went to Dubai with the team.
For training for the Olympics? Okay, great.
Yeah. So then I went to Dubai with the team December of 2012, which is where I debuted. And then
What was it like debuting in Dubai, of all places?
Oh, I mean, like crazy,
Yeah.
you know? I had never been out of the country until I started like traveling with Team USA. So to go to Dubai was wild. That
Yeah.
tournament is crazy. You have to go. If you've never gone yet, you need to go and see the environment because the stadium's just wicked.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. So
They have all the money to throw at it.
yeah,
I bet.
they do, and they do. Their facility is amazing. There's this like a boatload of grass fields in the middle of the desert. Like
Oh, hell
it's
yeah.
so cool. There's like camels in the back. Like it's wild.
That's rad.
So yeah, it was good. We didn't do good as a team. I think we got 9th. But yeah, I started training with them in January 2013, and then I tore my ACL 3 months later.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah, so I missed World Cup in 2013.
Oh man. So your first Olympics,
Yeah.
how was that? Like, obviously you never imagined like you'd be an Olympian, right? I feel
Yeah.
like no one. I mean, I shouldn't say no one, but I think you played different sports. Did you ever envision yourself being an Olympian in any capacity?
You know, no. I loved sports, but I thought as a woman, I didn't have many opportunities to actually make a living out of it. So no, I didn't really fully grasp the concept of what my coach was talking about when he talked about a residency program. I thought it was kind of like, oh, you come together for a camp and then you go to a tournament. But no, it's like a full-time environment. So yeah, never really thought I would go to the Olympics, and then when it happened, I was like, whoa, this is crazy. And the first Olympics, let me tell you, stress. All stress, just a big bundle of stress. The whole team was, right? It's like our first Olympics. We wanted to do good, like just a lot of panic.
Yeah.
A lot of just like, this is most people only go once, like this could be my one chance, and like.
Because that was the first time that rugby debuted at the Olympics, right?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, rugby sevens. It was intense. It was interesting environment to be in. Looking back at it, obviously, when I was in it, I was like, this is what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be the most stressful time of my life. Like, that the first time was stressful. Yeah.
What's like the weirdest thing that you packed, or something you maybe regret packing for your first Olympics?
My first Olympics? Oh my God, that's so long ago.
Or any Olympics, I mean.
I'm like, my first Olympics, just when I travel, I pack a 2-pound bag of Twizzlers.
Smart.
Yeah, I know. And you
Essential.
know what? Everyone's like, ew, Twizzlers. And then I watch them grab like 3 as they walk out the door. I'm like, yeah, where'd they all go now, guys? So.
Well, you never know when there might be a Twizzler shortage or something
exactly.
like that. Yeah.
And so, yeah, I would eat one right before we went out to warm up. And then I would give like 2 to our athletic trainer, because sometimes we don't go back to the locker room after warm-ups. And so on the way to our holding area, she would give me the Twizzlers. I needed
as a little
sugar
reward,
boost.
a little sweet treat.
Your emotional support Twizzlers.
Exactly, they were. Yeah, so I love Twizzlers. They're like my weakness. But yeah, like food items are weird thing that I pack. Other than that, I'm pretty standard. I'm pretty efficient, I think. What did I forget? I forgot something in Paris. I don't know.
You forgot to pack it, or you left it at
I forgot to pack just regular tennis shoes, I think.
You just had your cleats.
I was working out in like my Air Forces. I was like, okay.
You're like walking through the airport fully booted. Ready to go.
Exactly. Yeah, I know. So that was stupid.
So I've heard a lot about like the Olympic Village beds,
Yeah.
and that they're kind of just like cardboard.
Right.
Were they comfortable?
Okay, so let's clear some things up. The beds themselves are not cardboard. The frames are. Okay, there we go. Which, whatever. I don't really care. That doesn't matter. They work. They were sturdy and whatnot. But the mattresses, oh my God. I thought this was just a Tokyo experience, because I thought they were just using like something in Tokyo. But worst sleep of my life.
Oh, no.
Paris and Tokyo. Let me tell you. So.
Sorry, I brought up some past trauma. Wow. I apologize.
Let's unpack this.
I think sleeping on this wooden floor would have been better than sleeping on that mattress.
Wow.
So yeah, I was like, there's no way this is a real mattress. Like, this is the hardest thing I've ever felt in my life. So I like rip back all the sheets, and I'm like, what is this? Like, it's like woven plastic. It looks like a spider web. Yeah, of just woven plastic. And they're like, oh, they're customizable. If you flip them over, they get softer on the other side. No, they don't.
That's crazy.
No, they did not.
It's not like a sleep number.
No, it was so far from a sleep number. And so I am just, oh my gosh. I took like a whole bunch of clothes, right? We get a boatload of clothes, and I pile them onto the bed. And I'm like, I'm sleeping on wads of clothes so that I have something soft to sleep on. Not that I need like a freaking Tempur-Pedic, but like I need some give. Like my hips ache all the time. Yeah. You know? And I was like, okay, this has just got to be a Tokyo thing. We get to Paris.
Right, because it was during the pandemic.
Yes.
So everything was kind of compromised.
Paris was the same thing. I was like, this is my nightmare. And so I was on like a crazy rampage trying to find, they only have a certain amount, but they have those memory foam toppers.
Oh, yeah.
And I I was like, I'll pay you $100 for your memory.
It's like the currency of the Olympic Village.
So I actually did have a topper for those games. Yeah.
And did
that
you
make
pay
a difference?
$100 for
It
it?
made so much difference. You know what? I can't remember if I paid, but it was worth it if I did. Yeah. So thank God, because I was having PTSD as soon as we got there. I was like, no.
So you played alongside Ilona Maher.
Yes.
Obviously, she has a huge following.
She does.
What kind of was the impact of her social media presence on the team and the opportunities that y'all received?
Yeah. I mean, it was like really exciting to watch her just like go through the whole thing, because obviously we knew her before she took
was
off.
famous, yeah.
She was like in her room doing these TikTok dances, and we're like, she's weird. But
That's how it goes,
Do your
right?
thing,
Everyone's
girl.
a hater till you're like,
Yeah.
you make it.
Yeah.
We were just like, what the hell are you doing? And she's like, shut up, I have a vision. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And so, we were just like, yeah, that's what she does, and that's what she enjoys, And so we rode that with her. And then we went to Tokyo, and then she like blew up a little bit. We were like, damn, she's got 100,000 followers. Like, we were waiting for it to like go over,
Yeah.
And it was like just like a big celebration with the team. We were like, that's so cool. Like, you're doing so well. And then, she obviously got so much visibility even after Tokyo, and it's just really cool to see her message and how she stayed true to that, and like she truly never changed as a human. Like, she's always been funny, and just like a good friend, good
That's
teammate.
great.
That's great.
And then we go to Paris, and before Paris she had 600,000 followers on Instagram, and we're like, pretty cool,
Yeah.
pretty cool. Meanwhile, I don't even have 7,000. And before Paris, I had like 2,000. And so then Paris happened, and obviously the whole thing was just like crazy.
Blew up. She was
And-
all over my For You page.
Oh, it's amazing, right? I love the algorithm. And then we just slowly watched her following like kaboom, and we're like, oh, she hit 1 million, and just like, it was wild. And then now she's at 5 million, and I'm like, oh my God, that's so cool. Like, you're a celebrity, and she went on Dancing with the Stars. It was so cool. And she's always stayed like true to her message, which is like body positivity and getting rugby into the world. And I really think that she has established all of those things.
Yeah.
I think
for
that
sure.
she's just great at what she does, and yeah, she's amazing.
One of her videos recently that's been my favorite is there was a young girl who found out that she couldn't play football or be in the NFL. And then she stitched that with her response, and she's like,
Come play rugby.
come play rugby.
See? Exactly.
It's the
There's
exact
always an
same rules as the
answer.
boys. You get to, contact sport,
Yes.
you still get to hit. And so
Yes.
it's been really cool to see her,
100%.
keep that message and
100%.
inspire so many people.
It's so great for what she's done for rugby and the visibility she's gotten us, and it's only gonna grow as time goes on. So
Yeah.
I noticed your rings tattoo.
oh
I feel like
yes.
every athlete usually gets one, right? Did you get yours after your first Olympic?
No, I got it after Paris.
After Paris?
Yeah, I was like, well, because I was messing with the idea of doing something like in the rings, like putting like Rio, Tokyo, Paris in the rings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or like putting like a small ×3 next to it, which obviously I didn't do any of that.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you still can.
I still can. But yeah, that I was like, I just need to get it done because it is an accomplishment.
Where do you keep your medal? Or where do you wait? Don't tell me you lost it.
No, God, no.
I was like, wait a minute.
No, I think if I lost it, I'd be on the news.
Crazy lady seen in the streets looking for medal.
Literally. No, so my medal is in its box under my couch.
Why don't you display it?
All right, so I don't display anything. unfortunately. I'm not an artsy fartsy cutie. Like, this place is more decorated than my apartment. I don't have anything on the walls. Like, I'm truly like the worst with it. And ultimately, I do want to get like a shadow box with my jerseys, you know, put in there in the metal around it. But really, I keep it like very unexposed to the elements, because the bronze ones in Paris, they messed up the coating on them. And so they deteriorate really quickly.
Really?
And so some of my teammates that had their medals out, you know, after we won, and like let a whole bunch of people like put it on and touch it and stuff, they're like completely changed. And they look really weird. Yeah.
Not yours.
Not mine.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, no touchy. No. You want to see? Yeah, no. So that is where my medal is. That's not ultimately where it's going to live, but I do live in a really small apartment here. So, you know, I'm not proud of it, but it's under my couch.
It's okay. It'll come out eventually.
Thank you. Yeah, it will. It will.
So you recently came out as gay.
Oh, yeah.
What has that experience been like?
Yeah, that's a hard one for me. Because like my team's always known, right? Like everyone that's not my parents has always known, to be honest. It was really hard for me to come out to my mom, which it wasn't like a good way. Like, I just texted her, and that's how it happened. And we've really never broached the topic since. And there's just no way I could fathom talking to my dad about it. You know, I mean, we've never even talked about relationships, so why would I? You know, so it's for some reason there's just like a huge blocker with me and telling my family. You know, there's so many different reasons why. Probably chalked them all up in my head as bigger than what they actually are, but it was a really hard topic for me to broach, and really difficult for me to tell my mom, which she was supportive, and she was like, I know. And I was like, well, then why didn't you say something?
That would have been helpful.
I was like pissed off. I was like, what? You frick, Mom, I'm 32, or whenever I told her. I'm like, why didn't you say anything? So yeah, that was a hard one for me.
But you always felt like it was a lot easier to be open with your teammates.
Yeah, 100%. Sometimes I feel like my parents have this idea of who I should be or how I should be, and like they've painted this little picture in their head of me getting married and having children and being with a man and stuff like that. And I hate the fact that maybe I've let them down in that regard, and people are like, oh, but you're an Olympian. And I'm like, well, sometimes those things don't trump what my parents want.
The vision in their head,
And so, that's kind of where I just felt like I let them down in that regard. So even though I could have very well, you know, been straight and not had kids and not got married, you know, like there's two sides of every coin. But it's been hard for me to navigate a little bit with my family. But my friends are fine.
Your dad knows then, right? You just haven't spoken about it, or are you unsure?
We're unsure on all fronts. Yeah, we're very unsure. I'm sure there's huge context clues for him to pick up on, but I've never asked him or anything like that. So
that's tough. It's tough. I mean, it took you obviously a long time to kind of come to terms with it for yourself. Yeah. And I always say this because we shared our coming out stories in a previous episode. But everyone's journey is different. Yeah. And really quick, I'll just mention, I remember when I came out to my mom, she initially was not okay with it. Yeah. Like she basically said, like, you need to like not associate with people that are this way. Yep. But then she quickly changed her tone when I told her like, that I was gay. But we think like we take years processing our own sexuality. So sometimes when we come out to our parents, we expect them to just accept us right away, not realizing like they kind of have to process that too.
100%.
You know, so maybe your dad will come around at some point.
Maybe he will. Yeah. I mean, my friends were always like, your mom's gonna like love you no matter what, and I'm like, yeah, well, maybe not. You know, and like, but obviously when I told her, she was like, yeah, I know, it's fine. And I was like, okay. Okay, yeah, okay. We don't have to talk about it again.
All right. What's for dinner?
Do you have any advice for LGBTQ plus athletes who are starting to explore their identity, and while also, you know, being a full-time athlete? And
yeah, I think what was hardest for me, especially when I stepped into captaincy, was like being comfortable with who I am, and not only like my leadership style, but just like who I am as a person, because I always thought I needed to conform to what I thought a captain should be, or, you know, this charismatic person that always knows what to say and like, you know, can always bring the mood up or something. I don't know. And ultimately I tried to do that, and everyone was like, what the fuck are you doing? You're being really weird. And I'm like, oh God, you're right. I was cringing inside, but so are you guys. So yeah, like sooner you can come to terms and be like comfortable with who you are. Like once you get comfortable with that, and then you can like fully embrace it, and then you become confident in it. Like, I think that's like the best advice like anyone gave me, was like, you have to be comfortable with yourself. Like if you're not confident in what you stand for, and like, I'm really weird, and I know that, and I used to try and hide it from people and just be like, no, I love all the mainstream stuff, you know. and now I, you know, embraced a lot of different things that I thought people would find me really weird for. And so, yeah, just like getting comfortable with yourself and knowing who you are as a person, and like staying true to that no matter what like situation presents itself. Yeah.
Did you ever feel any pressure from like your team or sponsors to like water down your lesbian identity?
No, but then again, I don't really shout it from the rooftops. Like I got my friend that tells me I'm the worst lesbian in the world. I don't know anything about gay culture, and like, simply because I just have my hobbies, and that's what I stick to. And like,
I don't do your thing.
I'm like, yeah, I like girls, and like, that's just like one part of me.
Yeah.
I like fish too.
Yes. I love fish.
Wait.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Wait.
What?
Yeah, so like,
There's more to your identity?
Not like that. And, you know, so like, there's just other things that I dive into, or, you know, find interesting, and that consumes me more than my sexuality or how I identify. I'm just like, yep, this is me, and this is how I go through life. You know, I probably walk around and most people wouldn't think I was gay, and that's just, and my friend likes to call me a ninja lesbian. I don't know if you guys know what that is.
Like,
I was new to the term. Yeah. It was like you walk around and you know, broad
like just
daylight,
under the radar.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not like the person. I barely know when like the pride parades are. Like, I'm literally the worst person with that type of stuff. So yeah, I've never felt like I needed to do those things. Yeah. So and like, I play rugby, you know, like half of us are gay. So
have you ever witnessed any sort of like discrimination or homophobia playing rugby or in sports?
You know, I haven't. I think that rugby is one of the most inclusive sports when it comes to being gay. Yeah. Mainly because like half of us are gay, so it's just like, it's just an easy environment to really embrace yourself and be who you are, and like, everyone's like, okay, that's you, you know. And it's like the most like roll with the punches type of group that I've ever experienced in all of my like sporting teams and stuff like that. So
Very cool. All right. So I'd like to play a little game. It's called Olympics or Drag Race.
Yeah.
I'm going to read you a couple of quotes, and you're going to tell me whether you think it came from an Olympic athlete or from a drag queen on Drag Race.
Like, they say some really good stuff. Some really relatable stuff.
We'll see how bad of a lesbian you are.
Thank you.
Okay, here we go. So the first quote. Don't practice till you get it right. Practice till you can't get it wrong.
Yeah, that's Olympics.
That is Olympics, correct. That is a quote from Michaela Maroney, a U.S. gymnast, Olympic gymnast.
Shout out, Kayla.
Next quote. You ready? It is, falling in life is inevitable. Falling in life is inevitable.
Falling in life is inevitable.
Falling in life is inevitable. Staying down is optional.
Mm-hmm. It's giving Olympics.
That is correct. Olympics. That is a quote from Carrie Johnson, an Olympic kayaker. All right. So our next quote is, if you want to be invited to the party, you have to bring something to it.
It feels Drag Race.
That's correct. Drag Race. A few more here.
Okay. That's fine.
All body types are beautiful and can do amazing things.
Oh, Olympic.
Olympics.
Yeah.
That's actually a quote from your teammate, Ilona Maher.
It makes sense. Yeah.
Last quote here. When the going gets tough, the tough reinvent.
Was giving drag.
Drag Race. Oh my God. Wow, 100 out of 100.
Yeah,
Maybe not
nice.
the worst lesbian after all.
Yeah.
She's nailed it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now you have something to go back and fight her about.
Yeah.
Well, Lauren, thank you so much for joining us today on the Gay Rugby Podcast.
Yeah.
We really appreciate you taking the time and sharing your story with us.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. It's been really great.
Absolutely. And thank you to our audience for tuning in. We really appreciate you guys. Make sure to hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification, the bell, to change your preferences to notify all. We really appreciate the support, and we'll catch you on the rugby pitch. And remember,
don't just play the sport.
change the sport.
Nice. That was really
Thank
good.
you. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Gay Rugby Podcast. If you liked this video, do us a favor and subscribe. Hit that bell to change your preferences to notify all, and that way you'll get a notification every time a new episode comes out, which is going to be every Monday. So share this video with a friend, like, comment, and we appreciate the support. We'll catch you on the rugby pitch. See ya.